Prices are rising, your paycheck isn't. Groceries that used to cost $50 are suddenly $70. Utility bills creep up every month. The rent notice comes in, and it's higher than you budgeted. It can feel like you're running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. Inflation is not just a number economists debate on television. It's something that hits your dinner table, your gas tank, your daily coffee. But here's the truth. You don't need to be crushed by inflation. You don't have to live in constant fear of whether you'll make it to the end of the month. There are simple, practical, ethical rules you can follow to take control of your money even when prices are going up. And if you can master these, you won't just survive inflation. You'll build resilience that carries you forward for years. The first rule is deceptively simple but life-changing. Stop paying for things you don't actually use. Subscription and hidden fees are one of the sneakiest ways your money disappears. Think about it. You signed up for a streaming service during lockdown, and now you barely watch it. You got a subscription box for snacks, cosmetics, or gadgets, and half the time the products just sit on a shelf. You're paying $10 here, $15 there, $20 for something else. And before you know it, $200 a month is leaking out of your account on autopilot. Inflation makes every dollar count, and the dollars you waste on unused subscriptions are dollars you could be using to fight rising prices. Take one evening, log into your bank account or card statement, and highlight every recurring charge. Ask yourself honestly, do I use this? Do I love this? Or is this just habit? Cancel the ones that don't bring value. Even things like late fees, overdraft charges, or convenience fees for bills can add up. Many companies hide fees in small print. Call them, ask to waive them, or switch providers. What happens when you cut subscriptions and fees is powerful. You instantly give yourself a raise without needing your boss to approve it. That freed up cash can go towards smarter moves, and you won't even feel deprived because you're not cutting essentials. You're cutting waste. Now, once you've stopped the leaks, you need to think about where to put your money so it doesn't lose value over time. Inflation means cash sitting idle is worth less each year. But here's the important part. Not every type of investment is appropriate, and certainly not those that involve interest, riba, or speculation, which are not permissible in Islam, and frankly, not wise even outside of faith. Instead, the key is to focus on assets that naturally hold their value against rising prices. Real, tangible things. For example, gold has been a store of value for centuries. It's not about chasing quick profits, it's about stability. Land is another example, whether it's property you can use, rent, or farm. Even productive businesses that create real value, halal industries like food, healthcare, technology, education, tend to outpace inflation because their services remain in demand. The mindset shift is this: don't just store your wealth in cash. Cash melts in your hand like ice in the sun during inflation. Put it into assets that maintain their strength. And if you're not ready to buy gold bars or a piece of land tomorrow, that's fine. Start small, build slowly, but think with this principle in mind. Make your wealth tangible, ethical, and resilient. One of the most common mistakes people make during inflation is hoarding cash. They think, I'll just save as much as possible and keep it safe in my account. But what feels safe can actually be dangerous. Imagine you saved $1,000 last year. This year, because of inflation, that same amount might only buy you $900 worth of groceries, gas, or utility. Next year, maybe it's worth $800. Cash is like a block of ice. It looks solid at first, but if you just leave it sitting there, it slowly drips away until you have nothing. The better approach is to put your money to work. That doesn't mean reckless gambling in the markets. It means being intentional. If you have cash, think, can I use this to buy something I'll need later at today's lower price? Can I invest it in my own skills? Can I turn it into something useful that produces value? Even small moves matter. For example, instead of letting cash sit, you could stock up on essentials you'll definitely use. Rice, flour, cooking oil, toiletries. These don't spoil quickly, and buying now protects you from future price hikes. Or you could use your savings to take an online course that gives you skills for a higher paying job. That way, your money works for you instead of fading away quietly in a bank account. Speaking of stocking up, one of the smartest inflation-proof strategies is to buy in bulk and freeze what you can. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. Inflation means that the same bag of groceries costs more next month than it does today. If you know you'll need certain items regularly, rice, beans, pasta, cooking oil, cleaning supplies, buying larger quantities now saves you from paying inflated prices later. The freezer becomes your ally here. Meat, bread, vegetables, even prepared meals can last for months when frozen. A bulk buy and freeze strategy isn't just about saving money, it's also about peace of mind. Imagine walking into your kitchen, knowing you have enough food for your family for weeks. No matter how crazy prices get outside, you shop less often, which saves time and transport costs, and you avoid panic buying when prices spike. The trick is to be smart. Don't bulk buy things you won't use or that will spoil. Be intentional, plan meals, rotate your stock, and use what you have. You'll discover that bulk buying also makes you more disciplined. You think ahead instead of reacting in the moment. And when everyone else is stressing about rising food prices, you'll feel secure because you planned ahead. The final rule is perhaps the most powerful of all. Invest in yourself. Inflation eats into the value of money, but it cannot touch the value of your skills. When you increase your ability to earn, you outpace inflation. Think about it. If inflation makes prices rise by 10% and you can increase your income by 20% through a new skill, you're not just surviving, you're winning. This doesn't always mean going back to university or spending thousands on certifications. Today, there are countless affordable or even free resources, online courses, workshops, mentorships, communities that can help you level up. Learn digital skills, coding, marketing, design, data analysis, languages, skills that open doors in today's economy. Or if you prefer hands-on work, learn trades like plumbing, carpentry, or electrical skills that are always in demand. Even soft skills like communication, negotiation, and leadership make you more valuable at work. Inflation can shrink the power of money, but it can never shrink the power of knowledge. And from an Islamic perspective, seeking knowledge and improving yourself is not only smart financially, it's encouraged spiritually. You are equipping yourself to provide for your family, contribute to your community, and stay resilient in uncertain times. When you put all these rules together, a picture emerges. You're no longer someone passively getting squeezed by inflation. You're actively adapting. You cut the waste by canceling unused subscriptions and eliminating fees. You protect your wealth by moving away from melting cash into assets that hold value. You avoid the trap of hoarding and instead make your money work through essentials, skills, and tangible investments. You shield yourself from rising costs by bulk buying and freezing. And most importantly, you unlock new opportunities by increasing your skills and income. Inflation is scary because it feels like something outside your control. You can't decide government policy, central bank decisions, or global supply chains. But what you can control is how you respond. You can control how you spend, how you save, how you invest in yourself, and how you prepare your household. When you take ownership of these decisions, inflation stops being a storm that blows you around. It becomes just another challenge you're equipped to face. Remember, this isn't about making radical overnight changes. Start with one rule. Cancel a few subscriptions this week. Next paycheck, buy a few bulk essentials. Spend half an hour a day learning a new skill. Small, consistent steps compound into powerful results. A year from now, you'll look back and realize you've built a lifestyle that inflation can't crush. So when people complain about how expensive everything has become, you'll be the one who can say, yes, prices are rising, but I've learned to rise with them. Inflation may shrink the dollar, but with the right mindset and the right rules, it doesn't have to shrink your life.